Hi, I'm Kian.
I'm Felix.
And today we're here to chat to you about what it's like being a Newton consultant.
The first few weeks is definitely a bit of a whirlwind, lots of new stuff to learn. But I think the people that you start with in those first few weeks become really good friends kind of for the rest of your time at Newton, and you kind of start to create a real support network straight away.
Induction for me, very, very similar. I think it's an exciting time as well. I found it great fun to meet people, learn stuff about the company, learn about the role. My favourite week was site week. I thought that was a great kind of immersive experience where you can put what you learn into practice, but in a really safe environment. What came after site week was the real learning though. How were your first few months on project after induction?
I think, again, it's a steep learning curve. There's a lot to learn. And you kind of have to do it quickly. But again, that kind of support network that I mentioned that you start to build in week one is really helpful in kind of working through that with you. Before you started at Newton, what did you do to prepare for your role as consultant?
First of all, some books that I read. They were good. One that stood out to me was a book called The Goal. Actually got sent that by the grad recruitment team, and a lot of people at Newton have read it for a very good reason. It's important to kind of get maybe a flavour for the industry, understand some of the language that we use in the scenarios that we might be put in. That book was great for that. And then the second one was some skills-based training. So I kind of vividly remember doing some Excel training, learning the kind of tricks of the trade that help kind of just make that day-to-day job a little bit easier and quicker when you actually hit the ground running and join the company.
And was there anything that you wish you'd done or wish that you'd known before you started that you could have done differently? Or
I was really lucky actually. I got a good chance to talk to a lot of consultants before I joined, and I got most of my questions out of the way. The one apprehension I think I always had until actually my first few months in the job was really just understanding what the day-to-day life really looked like. The job itself varies a lot every day, and actually it's hard to pinpoint an exact specific you do this every day, but I reckon I could have found out a bit more beforehand to reduce that apprehension.
Yeah, the thing that surprised me when we started was how much of it is soft skills and people based, and having to engage with different clients and whatnot, that I think it also took me a couple of months to really get behind that and understand it. For me, the biggest learning has been learning to take ownership and run with my own work and my own ideas, and kind of being able to take a problem, try something and go and do it, which is, I think, a big change from university and education.
The thing I've learned is that to trust your team. They always have your back. It's incredible. There's often things you don't know at work, just like you said, and having the kind of confidence just say to people that you don't know, and they'll often flock to you to help you out and help you get on your way.
Is there anything that you've felt like you have to work on in the 18 months that you've been here?
I struggle to keep my answers concise, and a lot of my development areas have been how do I communicate with real impact with the people I'm trying to communicate with? If I need a room full of people to start doing something new and I'm someone they're not familiar with, someone they don't trust, how do you build that trust up? And part of that is the way you talk and how you talk. So I've been thinking about that for a long time, and it is important to delivering the work that we do. How about you?
Also working on influencing people and having potentially difficult conversations where we need stakeholders to engage with us slightly differently, or to support a piece of work slightly differently, and definitely not something that I'm predisposed to, but something, a useful skill I've had to kind of develop and pick up over the last nearly year and a half. I think there's probably three aspects to it: strong analytical ability, someone who's good with people and can engage with people, and someone who's passionate and can kind of get a room excited about a new idea, a new solution to a problem.
The one that stands out to me the most is the one about passion. People need to want to do this job, need to really care about the people they're interacting with. That's not just their Newton team, but also the client. If you can bring that level of care to your job, I have no doubt that you'll do incredibly well at this job. Do you know what the difference is between like applying to be an operations consultant and applying to be a digital consultant?
The digital role will focus more around how our clients use digital systems. Some of the roles will be really technical and involve, a lot of coding, machine learning, that kind of thing. I actually applied to be a digital consultant originally. After kind of discussions with the people that I had my final interview with, decided that operations was probably a better fit for me, and I haven't looked back since. Everyone at Newton has 2 managers, a line manager and a development manager. Your development manager will stay the same throughout all the different projects that you work on, while your line manager may change. I've found that an invaluable resource, having someone who's a few grades more senior than you in the company to go and sound ideas, like test ideas with, get advice on anything that you might be worried about, or just someone to go and rant to sometimes. I think it's kind of having that expert experience is invaluable.
There's also just kind of so many great training courses as well. The ones that stand out to me are induction, like everyone finds that super impactful in their kind of career at Newton, but also the top-up courses as well. I've just finished my becoming senior training, and like that has helped me deliver even better from the second I've come off it.
There's a wealth of formal training available, and really the opportunity to go and focus that around specific skills that you want to. So I recently took a course in personal impact. I'm waiting to get on a course about managing difficult conversations, and I know people who've done kind of specific machine learning or coding courses through Newton as well. Do you feel like you belong amongst Newtons at Newton?
I genuinely do. There's a great group of people around me who understand me, who look out for me, and there's that space to always be yourself when I'm at Newton. And when I can feel like I can be myself in that safe environment, then I can bring my whole self to work, and I can feel like I genuinely belong in the place that I am and can give my best. Well, I hope our chats helped you, and good luck with your applications.